On behalf of the Shaanti Bhavan Mandir family, it gives me the greatest of honor this evening being the third night dedicated to the worship of Adi Shakti Jadubans. On behalf of our Mandir, all of our extended families, to your circle, we wish each and every one of you Durga Devi Ma's blessings. All of us here tonight, we pray, may there be peace in your lives, may there be happiness in your homes, may your family understand the true worth of each other, and may every day in the physical world be a day where there will be total compassion, love, and harmony for the world. Continue to live, continue to love, continue to laugh as much as you can, because every moment becomes priceless. Tonight, once again, we surrender to the divine form of Adi Shakti, Jagadambi Mata, in prayers. We ask of you, O Mother, may you help us to achieve Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Help us to build and intensify our relationship with you. Help us, O Mother, to cultivate divine virtues, divine desires. Allow us to work hard and diligently with total dedication to achieve the materialistic things of life that will bring contentment and comfort to our lives. Most importantly, may you allow us to enjoy liberation, to understand, realize our true self. Tonight we pray. Prasanna dharma kamartha mokshada vishwamangala svanathavama bhagastam bhakta It's a beautiful chant if you can chant along with us. The chorus is very simple. All you have to say is Jai Jai Ambe Ma, Jai Jai Ambe Ma, Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Tonight, let's praise her, let's glorify Ma. Brahmananda Swarupani,
Jai Jai Ambe Ma,
Brahma Shakti Sukhdayini,
Jai Jai Ambe Ma,
Brahmananda Swarupani,
Jai Jai Ambe Ma,
Brahma Shakti Sukhdayini,
Jai Jai Ambe Ma,
Satchit Sukhmay Rupani,
Jai Jai Ambe Ma,
Srishti Siddhi Daitayini,
Jai Jai Ambe Ma,
Tonight, as we begin this third session of worship and glorification to the Universal Mother, Adi Shakti, tonight we call her Durga, the beautiful form of Durga. She who creates something so unique, so special for us to enjoy. And what she does is she gives us the blessings and inspiration to preserve this beautiful creation. And that is life. Lakshmi Rupi. We call her Ma Lakshmi, the goddess of light, the beautiful mother of hope in life. If there is no hope, there is no life. Sharad Rupi, the beautiful mother of knowledge. Where there is knowledge, there is success. There is great things to happen. Shakti, that energy. Tonight, oh Mother, we bow to you. Divya, this light which rejuvenates life. Tonight we bow to that light. Vidya, to that knowledge that she gives. Himaya, thank you. Himatri, she's the mother of all mothers. Tonight, my dear sisters and brothers, these are the few thoughts we want to share with each and every one of you as we celebrate this third night of Satsang. Tonight, through the grace of the Mother, through the grace of this divine Adi Shakti, she has brought a few of us together to bring our live Satsang into our homes. Because we're living in certain times now where not all of us are privileged to sit together and pray. Tonight, myself, our dear Didi Sabrina-ji, Pandit Umesh, we have our brother Ashwin-ji, who I'm going to ask him, he's going to come a little closer so everybody can see him, a beautiful dholak player joining us tonight. Of course, our dear Kevin-ji here, he's away from the cameras tonight. He has his students now taking over, which is exceptional. Tonight he's joining us in our live, and of course, we cannot forget the princess herself, Lady Di, joining us here this evening. And behind the cameras is no other than our dearest Kevin Hirala. Tonight, we join in our simple Havan Yajna, a few bhajans, devotional bhajans, and of course, we'll get the opportunity to listen to the beautiful glories from our scriptures by our Vedyas for tonight, and he's no other than our very own Pandit Satish Deo, who will be joining us shortly. Wherever you log in from tonight, my dearest brothers and sisters, devotees all, sit back and enjoy these few moments of devotion with us. As we begin, as we do every satsang, purification, as we wash our hands. Om Hasta Prakshalanam Samarpayami Shri Govindayabhyo Namo Namaha. We'll sip the water. When you hear the word Swaha, 3 different mantras. Om Shri Dum Durgaye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Mataye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Sharada Mataye Namaha Swaha. Wash your hands again. Om Hasta Prakshalanam Samarpayami Shri Govindayabhyo Namo Namaha. Now we'll take the water in our left palm, and of course we pray for good health in every part of this being. Om Bangami Asiyasu,
Om Vasudeva Namastu, Om Akshurve Chakshurastu, Om Kanyurve Shodamastu, Om Mahureva Namastu, Om Ujurve Ujurastu, Om Vaishali Vedani, Tanistanami Sahasantu.
we'll light the fire now as we invoke the presence of Agni Devata. Om Bhurabhuvassa,
Om Bhurabhuvassa, Yavyamuna, Prithivavarina, Tasyasti Prithvi, Devayajni Prishti, Agnim Anadam Anadayadari.
Om Shri Agni Devayabhyo Namo Namaha. We'll find the fire now together. Om Udbudhyaswara अस्मिन् सहस्रे अद्योतरश्मिन् विश्वे देवा यजमानश्चसीदता. We'll offer the first piece of hoop when the word Swaha is recited. Om Ayantayidmaya
जातवेदसे विभस्वा वरस्वाचीदवैलया चास्मा प्रजया पशुर्वि ब्रह्मावर्चसेन अन्नादेव समीधया स्वाहा. इदं वग्रै जातवेदसे इदं मम.
Second piece.
Om Samidaginduvasyata Krite Hodayatadityam Asmin Haryajahotana Swaha. Idam Varnay Jatavedase Idam Mama.
For a drop of ghee.
Om Susamidai Suchise Kritam Tivram Jahotana Agnay Jatavedase Swaha. Idam Agnay Jatavedase Idam Mama.
Final piece of hoop.
Om Tampasamidam Yiro Videna Varhayamasi Brihaschochaya Vishwaya Swaha. Idam Agnay Angirase Idam Mama.
We will continue offering your ghee every time you hear Swaha.
Om Ayantayidmayatama Jatavedase Vibhasva Varasvachidavardaya Chasma Prajaya Pashurvi Brahmavarchasena Annadena Samidhaya Swaha. Idam Agnay Jatavedase Idam Mama. Om Ayantayidmayatama Jatavedase Vibhasva Varasvachidavardaya Chasma Prajaya Pashurvi Brahmavarchasena Annadena Samidhaya Swaha. Idam Agnay Jatavedase Idam Mama. Om Ayantayidmayatama Jatavedase Vibhasva Varasvachidavardaya Chasma Prajaya Pashurvi Brahmavarchasena Annadena Samidhaya Swaha. Idam Agnay Jatavedase Idam Mama. Om Ayantayidmayatama Jatavedase Vibhasva Varasvachidavardaya Chasma Prajaya Pashurvi Brahmavarchasena Annadena Samidhaya Swaha. Idam Agnay Jatavedase Idam Mama. Om Ayantayidmayatama Jatavedase Vibhasva Varasvachidavardaya Chasma Prajaya Pashurvi Brahmavarchasena Annadena Samidhaya Swaha. Idam Agnay Jatavedase Idam Mama.
We'll take the water east, west, north, and south.
Om Adite Anumanyaswa. Om Hanumate Anumanyaswa. Om Saraswate Anumanyaswa. Om Deva Savita Prasavayagam Prasavayagam Patimbada Divyo Gandharva Ketato Ketana Pranadu Vachasvati Vachanga Swaha.
open, some prasadam as well, and you'll make your offerings. Om Suryo Jyoti
Jyoti Surya Swaha Om Surya Varjo Jyoti Varjo Swaha Om Jyoti Surya Surya Jyoti Swaha Om Sajjan Divya Savitra Sajjana Kindravya Joshana Surya Vetu Swaha Om Agni Jyoti Jyoti Agni Swaha Om Agni Jyoti Jyoti Varja Swaha Om Agni Jyoti Jyoti Agni Swaha Om Sajjan Divya Savitra Sajjana Kindravya Joshana Agni Vetu Swaha Om Guranaya Pranaya Swaha Idam Agnaya Pranaya Idam Namah Om Gurvaya Vyapranaya Swaha Idam Vaya Vyapranaya Idam Namah Om Saradityaya Vyanaya Swaha Idam Adityaya Vyanaya Idam Namah Om Bhurvasvayani Vayavaditevya Pranapanyanevya Swaha Idam Vane Vayavaditevya Pranapanyanevya Idam Namah Om Mahajyotirya Samritam Brahma Bhurvasvaram Swaha
Om Shri Prithvi Mataye Namaha
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Swaha Om Shri Ganeshwarudevaya Namaha Swaha Om Shri Lakshmi Mataye Namaha Swaha Om Shri Saraswati Mataye Namaha Swaha Om Shri Durga Mataye Namaha Swaha Om Shri Navraatri Namaha Swaha Om Shri Brahmadevaya Namaha Swaha Om Shri Vishnudevaya Namaha Swaha Om Shri Hanumataye Namaha Swaha Om Shri Ramadevaya Namaha Swaha Om Shri Krishnadevaya Namaha Swaha Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namo Namah Swaha Om Namah Shivaya Swaha Om Namah Shivaya Swaha Om Namah Shivaya Swaha
One of the most powerful, most beautiful mantras of our Vedic Dharma is the creation of all, the Gayatri Mantra. Together, Savgai, let's unite our voices and let's create that energy to bring the unity, the peace, the divinity within the regions of this world. Om Bhurabhava Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam
Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya Om Bhurabhava Swaha तस्य जाता पतिरेकयासि सर्वदानविद्यामुतेन अस्मै देवा यशामिदेवम् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः।
Final offering. Normally we would stand, but we'll sit and make this offering. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamivavashishyate Om Sarvamare Purnavam
स्वाहा
Om Sarvamare
पूर्णमं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमे पूर्णमं स्वाहा
Om Namah Shambhavaye Cha Mayubhavaye Cha
नमः शङ्कराय च महेश्वराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च।
And if you have your Havan Kund, if you are joining along with us in the Havan, you can place your hands towards the direction of the Havan Kund. If not, you can place your hands towards the direction of your phone or your computer, whatever you're looking on, and seek the blessings. God is here, there, and everywhere. Om Vidam Asi Vidam Muine Om Masi Param Muine Om Tejurasi Tejur Muine Om Ojurasi Ojur Muine Om Manurasi Manur Muine Om
सावसी सावमयिने
Very beautifully tonight, our prasadam has been donated by the Paras family, Dolsiji, Vidan, our dear Umaji, and they are celebrating the birthday of this wonderful young man, their son, Varun Devda. We want to wish Varunji a happy birthday. May his family always be blessed. Om Brahmarpanam Brahmani Brahmagano Brahmanahutam Brahmaritena Gantavyam Brahmakarma Samadhina Om Tatsat
हरि ओम तत्सत् हरि ओम तत्सत् हरि ओम।
And you can place your little offerings there, whatever you have, in front of your muritis. And thank the Lord for this glorious opportunity that we are getting tonight to make offerings to the Lord. And of course, tonight the Paras family is also donating to the Shaanti Bhavan Mandir $201. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless us all. And may this beautiful period of Sharad Navraatri bring us success, bring us peace, bring us great happiness, eternal happiness. Always we must be happy. And most importantly, may it bring us closer to our sweet, sweet Lord. As you have noticed, night after night, whenever we do our satsang, we try to keep it as simple as possibly, not too much technicalities involved, simply because this life is already too complicated. Don't need to complicate things more. So we keep it as simple as possible. Remember, simplicity wins divinity. And that divinity is God. Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Guru Kripa The senior to this young man, the senior to this wonderful family who I'll introduce after our dear Diane G would sing. So sit back and enjoy the rest of the program tonight. Enjoy Devi Ma's devotion.
Durgina
तुझको करो
परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा
Universal Mother. What a divine feeling. We can feel the intervention of the Lord within every pore of our bodies. This evening, before we listen to our VPSG, it is my honor to ask Pitaji Senior Sero to please come forward. When you think of these three sons, these three stalwarts that he has, our dear Ashokji on Dhulak, Ashokji, also wonderful Dhulak player, I believe, and Anandji, glorious voice. When you think of such talent, they always say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It is my honor to ask Pitaji to sing, make his contribution, which after we will listen to our Beatitude.
Jai
Vidaji Mitra. Seruji, thank you so much for gracing our satsang tonight and being part of the Shaanti Bhavan Mandir family for the few of us who are gathered here tonight. The first night, Wednesday evening, when we began this beautiful journey, we started with a question that was posed to all of our devotees, each and every one of us. And we asked the question, can Navraatri, can these 10 nights, days and nights dedicated to her worship, help us in the fluctuating waters of life, when every day seems to be some challenge and the water sometimes becomes so rough? Will this help us on this journey, this path that we are on? We looked at some beautiful reminders of some of the things that we do during Navratri, fasting and cleaning and pujas, and how relevant these things are and why we do these things. Last night, those of you who had the opportunity to log on had the beautiful opportunity to listen to Deepakji from Minnesota, where he looked at the discourse between Shiva and Parvati, taken from the Durga Sapta Shloki. Beautiful mantras where he was talking about this conversation they were having. And he made a point that if we can peel away the layers of life from this materialistic body, from this form, and look deep down within and see that we are indeed part and parcel of this divine form, of this divine energy, life can definitely become beautiful. And I added a little flavor. I say if we can peel away the layers of the banana, the impurities of life, then we can enjoy truly the fruit, the Shakti, the divine, this beautiful Devi within. Tonight with us is no stranger to the Shaanti Bhavan Mandir family, well scholared in our scriptures, in our faith, in our religion, and tonight it is my honor and privilege and blessings to hand over the microphone to our Ved Vyasji for his message for tonight. Wherever you are, listen to the glories and let's try to allow these words to help us in our lives. It is my honor to ask Satish to take over from here. Om Namastute Vyasa Vishal Buddhi Pulara Vrindayata Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharati Taila Purnam Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipam. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Prem Solo Vyas Maharaj Ki Jai.
धन्यवाद बाबा जी। सबसे पहले हम लोग मिलजुल कर भवानी माँ की वंदना करते हैं। विभ्राणामनलात्मिकां शशिखा धरां दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे। प्रथमं शैलपुत्री च द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं चन्द्रघण्टेति कुष्माण्डेति चतुर्थकम् पंचमं स्कन्दमातेति षष्ठं कात्यायनीति च सप्तमं कालरात्रीति महागौरी चाष्टमम् नवमं सिद्धिदात्री च नवदुर्गा प्रकीर्तिता उक्तानि तानि नामानि ब्रह्मणैव महात्मना। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विद्महे। प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति दुर्गा भवानी माता की जय। प्रिय भक्तजनों, जो इस मंदिर में उपस्थित है और जो हमसे बड़ी दूर से देखते हैं, मैं आप सभी को भवानी माँ का नाम लेकर सादर प्रणाम करता हूँ। और मेरी प्रार्थना है, मेरी विनती है एक कि माँ की शक्ति, वरदान, कुशल मंगल आप सब पर रहे। भवानी माँ के चरण कमलों को अपना सिर झुकाकर मैं आदरणीय पंडित जी को पालकी करता हूं और भगवती देवी की कृपा से हम इस कथा से कुछ सीख सकेंगे। My dear devotees of the Divine Mother, having done my vandana, my prayers to Durga Ma, to begin with, because it is only through her grace that we are, well, those who are physically here are here, and by her grace that you are able from far, because of the circumstance that is prevalent in the world today, that from far you are able to view this satsang. I will not say view really, but participate in satsang also. Because simply by listening, Shravanam is one of the forms of bhakti. This is detailed in Manoj. We have heard so many times. One of the Navadha bhakti is simply, even by listening to the glories of Bhagavan, this is a form of practice of bhakti. So you are all doing that, those who are far. So you are not simply watching, you are participating, you are part of satsang tonight. And that is why my greetings go out to each and every one of you this evening. And once again, it is my honor and pleasure. Pandit Ji has always called me, a couple of years now, a good few years. I'm living here. Bhagavan manifests as Kal. Kal, time, and that escapes us sometimes. And I realize now suddenly, before I blink, is almost 8 years, 2 years will be a decade I'm living in this USA. And for the majority of that time, of course, when I first came, I didn't know everybody then. But from when Pandit Ji has known me, always he invites me to Shaanti Bhavan Mandir. And I'm happy to be in this new Mandir. It's the same Shaanti Bhavan really, because it is a family. Pandit Ji mentioned the word family, Shaanti Bhavan family. That is what makes a Mandir, rather than the building. Of course, the building is important. Good to have a convenient building, a nice building, where the atmosphere can be created whereby we can focus upon Bhagavan. So this is a marvelous achievement. But more important than that, and I will humbly say, and I hope this is not taken the wrong way, that it is a family that really makes a mandir. So that's why I say, although we have changed location, I still feel that this is the same Shaanti Bhavan Mandir, and it always will, wherever the family goes, it will remain as Shaanti Bhavan Mandir. And wherever Shaanti Bhavan Mandir is, we feel that very word that is in the name, that Shanti, that sense of peace, whenever we enter here. And there is a consensus about this, that majority agree about this. So we are still exploring that question, that the observance of Navraatri, how can it improve us as individuals and as a society also, individually and collectively, whilst helping us to deal with all of these trials we are facing. And this is not started today. You know, I said it before, that we see that this pandemic has been so hard for us. It has been. I'm not disputing or questioning that at all. It has been very hard for everybody. It's created all kinds of difficulties in what was regular life before. But you know, we still have food in our stomach, all of us. We still have air to breathe, we still have water to drink, we still have a roof over our head. We still, and even if you want to go another level, if you say we are bored, we can't go anywhere, you have the TV, in your hand you have this. And at your convenience, you can watch any video entertainment you want to. And we're saying how difficult things are. Think about those days. And you know, I remember last time I was here, it was a day of Lakshmi. It was a section of our Navraatri where we focused upon Lakshmi. And I was talking about how before we switch on the light, we pray to Lakshmi. Whether it is Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam or whatever prayer to Lakshmi, you know. And Panditji added on to that very nicely, that the older generation, when they didn't have this type of light, the kerosene lamp or whatever it was, before they like that, they will pray to Lakshmi. So why I mention that today, imagine those days, people had a fraction of what we have. And if we are seeing there's so much difficulty now, I wonder if they would have complained so much as we complain today. And they have a fraction of what we have. So that they have a fraction of what we have today. So we have to think about these things as well. But nevertheless, it doesn't rule out the fact that whatever time and age we are in, there's always some kind of difficulty. This thing never evaporates from life. So we will be addressing that question today. But before we do so, I would just like to set my own mind in the tone. I've heard wonderful bhajans. You know, another thing about this mandir, you get the highest standard of kirtan and music and everything else, always, without exception. I know we'll just spoil it a little bit, but still, it gets me ready. So, you know, if I can sing the praise of Durga Ma a little bit, it gets me ready to read the Katha of the Divine One. तेरे दरबार झुके सारा संसार माँ तेरे दरबार झुके सारा संसार मेरी सुन ले पुकार जोता वाली ओ लाटा वाली माँ जोता वाली ओ लाटा वाली तेरे दरबार सारा संसार मेरी सुन ले पुकार जोता वाली ओ सुनले पुकार जोड़ा वाली है, ओ लाटा वाली है माँ वाली, ओ लाटा वाली, तेरे दरबार झुके सारा संसार मेरी, सुनले पुकार जोड़ा वाली है, ओ लाटा वाली है माँ जोड़ा वाली है, ओ लाटा वाली है माँ जोड़ा वाली है, ओ लाटा वाली है माँ जोड़ा वाली है, ओ लाटा वाली है। प्रेम से बोला आदि से बोला भवानी माता की जय। तो भक्तजनों, I actually will not be reading from the Devi Bhagavad or the Durga Saptashati tonight. I always do that normally. But you know, the wealth of glories of Durga Ma are such that they are not contained in one or two or three or four or five holy texts. The expansion is vast and we can go far beyond. Even in Ramayana, you can go in there and you can find the glories of Durga Ma. And you know something, I don't know why tonight especially, like the spirit of Guruji seemed to touch me tonight. He is the guru of our Panditji. I knew him well. I heard him in Guyana actually many times in various homes. He was close to my Nana. Panditji knows my Nana, my late Nana very well. And you know, he had the ability, I will say, he could read Tulsidas Ramayana, which we hear all the time, and yet he could connect it to anything. He could read Chaupayan Doha from Tulsidas Ramayana and make it relevant to Durga Ma or Shankar Bhagat or whoever it may be, whatever the topic may be. And I remember that very specifically about him. I'm not going to attempt to do that today, but in the Valmiki Ramayana, there is a relevant katha which actually mentions the Divine Mother. Although she is not called by the name of Durga Ma, it is the same mother in the end. You might call her by whatever name you want to, but she is the same mother after all. As I prepare to read the first shloka from this Valmiki Ramayana, not the first shloka of the Valmiki Ramayana, but the first of the part I'm going to read tonight, we pause to think about how does Navraatri help us to improve ourselves. Panditji mentioned this thing called upavas, which is the fasting. It is a time of great self-control. Now, as I said, sometimes when we have too much in life, we can end up not appreciating it. And when we are denied luxuries, there's a difference between luxury on the one hand and necessity on the other hand. When we enjoy too much luxury, and then suddenly we find we cannot enjoy that luxury, it means that we have not appreciated it. If we complain about not having the luxury, we have not appreciated it. So during Navratri, we observe fasting. Now I just want to touch on this for a couple of minutes, no longer than a couple of minutes. What is fasting for the purpose of Navratri really? Now, if you want to take it to a certain level, now I want to emphasize, I'm not dictating to anyone how you must live your life, what you must do. That's not what any of us are here for. We're here to interpret the Shastra, deliver the Shastra to you, and the philosophy to you, and also advise you. But it is your decision, and no one is to be condemned if they make a particular decision. So please do not take this the wrong way, but I'm just telling you what is the correct definition of fasting during Navratri. Now, I have done it sometimes, I will say, but I will admit to you frankly, the level of fasting which I'm about to tell you, I haven't been able to do every Navratri of my life. So I'm being honest with you, right? I'm not talking down to anybody here, right? I'm including myself in this. First of all, regular salt that we use we abstain from that if we are keeping the full Navraatri fast. If you turn to the second to last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it talks about certain food which are classified as tamasic. And these are to be avoided during this time if possible again. And that is stuff like onion and garlic and so on. If we keep in a strict fast, these are to be avoided too. And then even it goes on to say grains such as rice and flour. These should be avoided during the Navratri as well. I can see some people sweating already. Now I'm talking about all this. That seems to be the hardest thing, out of all of them. The last thing I mentioned, like rice and flour and grains, there are substitutes you can use. But that's not. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not here to discuss that too much. But there are substitutes you can use. But why do they say to abstain from grains during Navratri? Well, the body uses up a lot of energy to digest those kind of food. Well, what is the proof of this? When you like to eat rice, why do we Indian men particularly end up with this? What I'm pointing to here, because it's hard for the body to digest, to break down properly those type of food. Why this advice is given? That if we avoid those certain type of food, the energy that will be used for that digestion can be used for your spiritual progress instead. That is the reasoning behind it. Now, as I said, I'm just advising what is the full Navratri fast. I'm not trying to make you feel bad if you're not doing it, or if you're not able to do it. Obviously, certain individuals would be exempt from doing all of this. For example, if you have to control sugar, if you're expecting, and all of these things, But I'm not condemning anyone, I'm just telling you. There's a high level of self-control which is prescribed and recommended for Navratri. And if you can inculcate that self-control into these 9, well, as Panditji said, if you include Vijayadashmi, it is 10 days really. If you can inculcate that level of self-control, everything begins at home with the individual. So then we can incorporate it into our lives for the rest of the year. And this will help us to become higher developed individuals, where we are thinking of spiritual and matters which benefit the mind, rather than focusing on what satisfies our body all of the time. That is the reasoning behind it. So, having said all of that, let us delve into the pages of the Valmiki Ramayana, which discuss the Divine Mother. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma, 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 तुम क्यों मुख पर विषाद लिए युद्ध विषयक उत्साह छोड़कर भाग जा रहे हो? तुम्हारा वो शौर्य कहाँ चला गया? मैं युद्ध में आगे आगे चलता हूँ, तुम सब लोग मेरे पीछे आ जाओ। उत्तम कुल में उत्पन्न शूर वीरों के लिए युद्ध में पीठ दिखाना सर्वथा अनुचित है। Just to give a background as to where the Katha begins tonight, this is on the battlefield of Lanka. Now, why is the battlefield of Lanka relevant? What relevance it has at all? Well, we know, we mentioned Vijayadashmi just now. That is the 10th day, really. After the 9 days are finished, you celebrate another day. And what is the prevalent way that Vijayadashmi is celebrated? The prevalent way that it is celebrated is that the destruction of Ravana is remembered. That you make a big figure of Ravana, and different ways it is done. Some people will get arrows with fire and shoot the arrow with fire so that it gets burnt to ashes. But the point is that we're remembering that Ravana met his end in that physical form on that day. Now he attained moksha, because after all he was a bhakta of Shiva Bhagavan, and after all he left his mortal coil at the hands of Bhagavan Shri Ram, so there is no doubt that he attained moksha after that janam. But if we are saying that Vijayadashmi is a destruction of Ravan, it is reasonable to suppose that the battle of Lanka would have taken place around this time then. Right? This time of Navraatri. That is a logical conclusion we can make. And that is why this is relevant. Now at this point, we are focusing on an individual named Indrajit. Indrajit, as the name would suggest. Indra, the lord of the Devatas, Jit means he who is victorious, means he who has acquired victory over the lord of the Devatas even. And therefore had the entire creation in his hands. So great was he, Indrajit. So great was his ability. He also is called Meghanad. Now be careful, it is not Meghanad. Often we hear that pronunciation, Meghanad, because not N-E-T-H, or even the British anglicized spelling made it N-A-U-T-H. That is a common name we find. That's why we tend to say Meghanad, but it's not that. Meghanad. Nad means sound. That is what the word nada in Sanskrit, it means sound. We have to pay very close attention to these things. What you see, Sanskrit and Hindi are such languages that one little mispronunciation will change the whole meaning of a word. So we have to be very careful about that. Megha means cloud, so it means he sounded like a rumbling cloud. That's the kind of voice he had that instilled fear in the enemy. So that is the individual we are talking about here. When Hanuman Baba wrecked the favorite garden of Ravan, so many went to try to apprehend him and bring him to Ravan. None were able until Indrajit went. But bear in mind, not because Indrajit was more powerful than Hanumanji. What Indrajit did, he took the Brahmastra, the weapon of Lord Brahma, and he fired it to Hanumanji. Now Hanumanji said, if I fight against this weapon, I will destroy Brahma's reputation. And that is why I have to surrender myself and allow this weapon to do its work and capture me. We have to be very careful about these things. As well as another thing. Often we misunderstand and say that Hanumanji was weaker than Indrajit. No, not at all, not at all. Nonetheless, Indrajit was a very, very able and strong warrior. And he was wreaking havoc on that battlefield. All of the Vanars at this point, it is said, were running here and there, retreating, in fact. And these shlokas which I read just now, Hanumanji said, that where has this fearfulness come now? Never ever admit defeat to fear. He is telling them, if you have to admit defeat to the enemy, it is all right if you try. Never admit defeat to fear. Never lose to fear. Lose to an enemy or opponent if you want to. Never lose to fear. Never admit defeat in the face of fear. Fearlessness is one of the characteristics of dharma. And he's telling them that if you want, come behind me, and I will lead you. I will acquire leadership here, but do not run away. So you see, Hanumanji is instilling, he's encouraging the other Vanars. Now, in this age we are living in today, it is a big thing, you know, when you have a job and so on, employment. There's a difference between a boss and a leader. A boss and a leader, many people who call themselves a boss, they think it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. A boss will tell his workers, do this. You know, I'm up here, I'm giving you command, you do this. A leader will say, I will lead the way, but we're going to do this together. That is one example of a difference between a boss and a leader. And if we have more leaders in this world, and you know, if we delve into our Shastra during this time in Navraatri, and we have more leaders and less bosses, then the whole society will become improved. And that is what Hanumanji is setting the example of here. He is making himself into a leader, not as a boss. Now, as the battle is progressing, we will see what will happen next. And now we will see how Durgama, very soon we will see how Durgama ties into this katha and see. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma, 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 Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani शत्रु सेना का वेग रोककर हनुमान जी ने वानरों से कहा, बंधुओं, अब लौट चलो। अब हमें इस सेना के संहार करने की आवश्यकता नहीं रह गई है। So as they are fighting now, Hanumanji now helps the Vanar army to gain the upper hand again, so that Indrajit and his army become defeated for that day. And at that point, Hanumanji says, stop, Roko, stop. We do not need to fight any longer. We have achieved our purpose already. Now, Bhaktajano, in this life, and just as like Durgama also, we read all about her glories, how she vanquished, how she defeated Mahishasura, Shumbha Nishubha, Madhur Kaitabha, and so on. How she achieved all of this. We read that every Navratri, we hear about these katha. Did she do more than what is necessary? And the answer is no. Whenever we are compelled to stand up for our right, and take a firm stand, we just do what is necessary. Do not go further than you have to. Because that is when it changes from defensive, from defensive to destructive. There can be a fine line sometimes. And Hanumanji is making sure that whatever he is doing is only defensive. It is not destructive. So he draws that line there. And again, in this Kali Yuga, this is something we have to learn so very much. So now Indrajit has become despondent now. He is despairing now and said, despite all of my powers, I cannot get the upper hand here. So who is he going to turn to now? He's going to turn to the very being that we are focusing on during this Navraatri, and these slokas will tell us about it. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma, Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma, Jai Jai Ambe प्रेम से बोलो जगदम्बे मैया की जय। निष्कुंभिला मंदिर में जाकर उस निशाचर इंद्रजीत ने अग्नि में आहुति दी। तदनंतर यज्ञ भूमि में भी जाकर उस राक्षस ने अग्निदेव को होम के द्वारा तृप्त किया। वे होम शोणित भोगी आभिचारिक अग्नि देवता आहुति पाते ही होम और शोणित से तृप्त होकर ज्वलित हो उठे और ज्वालाओं से आवृत दिखाई देने लगे। वे तीव्र तेज वाले अग्नि देवता संध्या काल के सूर्य की भांति प्रकट हुए थे। As we wrap up Katha for this evening, we now see the main part of what we are reading about. When Indrajit is in this state of mind where he thinks his victory is no longer assured as it was before, he will now go into a mandir now. Now look what happened here. When things were going well for him, he did not go into any mandir. Now things are against him. Suddenly he remembered he should go into a mandir. So he said, I have to go into the mandir and do some kind of offering of prayer. The mandir he chose to go to was called Nikumbhila Mandir. Nikumbhila is actually another name for the Divine Mother who we are worshipping during this time. In the form of Nikumbhila, she is known to be the one that if any tantra is used, tantra means like things that will have an effect on somebody else. Like it could possibly have a negative effect on somebody else. She is the one who will break such things. She is the one who will control such things. And once you pray to her, such occult things can never affect you. Why he went to her mandir now? Well, because in his family, she was one of the Kul Devi that his family in particular worshipped. And they worshipped her for the wrong reason. Because they said she controls this thing called Tantra, that if they pray to her, they can use it to harm others. That's why they were praying to her. This is a completely distorted way of worshipping Bhakta Jana. We have to bear that very firmly in mind. Bhakti should be pure, bhakti should be for the good of the world. And that's what we are talking about here. How can we make ourselves as better individual and therefore make this world a better place too? That is what the practice of bhakti should be about. Not about causing any harm to others, but anyway. So what he did, when he went to the mandir of Nikumbila Devi, he lit a Hawan Kund. And he said he blazed this Hawan Kund so much that although it was nighttime by now, it looked like daytime inside the mandir by the light of that Hawan Kund alone. And he said that when I complete this Hawan, and what was he doing? Out of many different mantras he would have used, he would have said, Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Vitche, Om Glom Hum Klim Jung Sahajvale Jvale Jvale Jvala Prajvala Prajvala Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Vitche, Vala Hamsam Langshang Pat Swaha. And with that he would give Ahuti into the Hawan Kund. Now we must understand that Hawan is extremely powerful. He knew that. And that's why he used the Hawan as a means to protect himself and to make himself invincible. But if Hawan is done in the correct way, with the correct mantra, and again, Guruji Sri Prakash Gosai was very instrumental in publicizing those mantras, for want of a better word, for making the mantra available to everybody. It is very powerful once we use those correct mantras and we put the correct offerings into the Hawan Kund. And an important thing I want you to note is that once lit, the Hawan Kund should not be allowed to go out. Often people say, why you make such a big story of a small thing? If the Hawan Kund out, light it back again. But once Agni is tapan, you don't let it go out like that. And then you hurry to get a match and light it back again. Because what happened? That Agni, the second fire you're lighting now, has not been started properly. All of the mantra you would have read the first time and all the offerings you would have made the first time, they are not part of that second fire you light. That is why it becomes less sacred. So that's why it is so important, and we must not underestimate the importance of it, that once Hawan Kund is lit, it must remain lighting. Now Hanumanji got to know that Indrajit is in the Nikumbila Mandir performing this Hawan. And he said, I have to go there right away. Indrajit had posted guards outside. So Hanumanji and Lakshman also went there and they fought a fierce battle. They killed all the guards outside. And then they went inside. Remember, these are Rakshas, they are fighting in a battle. So that K-I-L-L word should not be misunderstood. They went into the mandir now, Nikumbila Mandir, and Hanumanji outed the Hawan Kund. Now normally this would be something very wrong to do, but remember, this particular Hawan was being used for a wrongful purpose, and that's why Hanumanji was perfectly justified in outing it. So once he outed the Hawan Kund, what happened now? As I said, all of the Shakti of the Hawan, completely gone. And Indrajit did not get the desired result that he wanted to get from performing this Hawan. So in conclusion, we learn about fearlessness that Hanumanji teaches us about. We learn about facing the trials of life, not giving in to them, but learning to live with them and learning to adapt yourself to the situation, which is exactly what Hanumanji and all the Vanars did. We learn that the worship of the Divine Mother it can be misused sometimes, as it was by Indrajit. But just because a few individuals misuse it, we must not misunderstand it. Durga Ma is a very compassionate mother. Her puja has immense benefit. And anybody who says that Durga puja is dangerous, they have grossly misunderstood the nature of Durga puja. They are looking at one or two individuals and drawing from that. If we look at the correct way of doing puja, we understand that nothing is dangerous or sinister or anything like that about worshipping Durga Ma. She is a most compassionate and divine mother, and we are privileged and blessed that we have this opportunity during every Navraatri that comes a few times a year. Two main Navraatri and two secretive, two lesser known Navraatri as well. Actually, there are 4 Navraatri for the entire year, but 2 main ones that we observe publicly. So we are blessed to have this opportunity, and never allow anybody to let you misunderstand the worship of Durga Ma just because of a few individuals like Indrajit, and like I said, a few who may exist today. So once again, to connect with that point, in my concluding remark, I'm happy that despite the pandemic and everything, we still have the opportunity to worship the Divine Mother, if it is in the form of bhajan, in the form of prayers, in the form of katha even. We are very fortunate, and I thank Panditji for affording me the opportunity to participate tonight. So may the blessing of Durga Bhavani Ma be with each and every one of you. प्रेम से बोला आदि शक्ति दुर्गा भवानी माता की जय. एक बार बोलिए जगदम्बे मैया की जय.
बोलिए प्रेम से बोलो श्री वेदव्यास महाराज की जय. Wherever you're logging in from this evening, I'm sure you would have listened to the beautiful story between our dear Hanumanji and Indrajit. Sadly, in the world in which we live, in the communities in which we live today, we have many of Indrajit still amongst us, who perform this puja, these prayers, these tantric mantras for the wrong reasons, as Panditji so beautifully said, to bring harm to people, chaos to our communities, and fear in the entire world. But if we can inculcate the traits of Hanumanji and build our faith to such a point that even if these mantras are being recited, they will have no effect. Why? Because when Durga Devi is there, remember, she is the Durga. She is the protector, and she will protect her children at all costs. Panditji, thank you so much for bringing this beautiful discourse to us here this evening. There is Sattvic Puja, there is Tamasic Puja. Tonight, we are doing Sattvic devotion, Sattvic Puja. And one of the greatest ways to glorify her in the highest form of Sattvic that you could think of is by singing her glories in the Durga Devi Chalisa. It is my honor now to ask our dear Sabrina Ji, our dear Lady Dai, Kev, and Kev is also going to come and join, and you will join with them as well. And we're going to sing the 40 verses of the Durga Devi Chalisa. Wherever you are, sit back and sing along with us. You can Google it, durgachalisa.com, you'll find it. The lyrics might be a little bit off, but you can find it. Still follow along to the best of your ability. God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy her grace. Adi Shakti, Jagadambi Mata Ki Jai.
Namo Namo Durge Sakharini, Namo Namo Ambe Dukharini, Nirankar hai Jyoti tumhari, Teen lok Teri ujiyari, Teri Ambe, Teri Ambe, Teri Ambe.
Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swaha Namostute. Boliye Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Jagadambe Mata ki. Thank you so much, my dear devotees all. May God bless each and every one of you tonight. May God bless you so that you can have a beautiful, peaceful weekend ahead. Please join us back tomorrow evening, same place, same time, 7 p.m., where I will have the opportunity to lead us all in a beautiful discourse taken from Aranyakand of the Ramcharitamanas, a beautiful discourse between Shri Ram and Narad Muni when he met with Narad in the forest. So if you can join us tomorrow evening, that would be great. Please do, 7 p.m. sharp. Thank you so much to Ashwin, Umeshji, Sabrina, our dear Kev, Diane, not forgetting Shriman Mitraji, and we have our Abhi visiting us here tonight, the wonderful wife of Panditji, Varshit, and baby, what's the baby name? Prashant. Another Prashant? Baby Prashant is also here visiting us here tonight. So happy to have them joining us. God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will humbly ask our dear Vedyasji to lead us in our concluding prayers for the evening.
प्रेम से बोल आदि शक्ति दुर्गा भवानी माता की जय। एक बार बोले महाकाली माता की जय। प्रेम से बोल महालक्ष्मी माता की जय। श्री सरस्वती माता की जय। एक बार बोले श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। हरिओम तत्सत, हरिओम तत्सत, हरिओम तत्सत।
Thank you very much, Pandit Satish ji, for being with us tonight and delivering us our discourse, and definitely many more opportunities will definitely where you will come and join us for our satsang. Once again tonight, we want to thank our dear Dulcie ji, our dear Vidan, Uma, and this beautiful Paras family for sponsoring tonight, celebrating the birthday of our very own Varun ji. Varun, happy birthday to you, my friend. To this wonderful families, Auntie Baby Ramlal, also I want to thank you for helping us out with the soda and the water for the mandir for tonight. May God bless each and every one of you. Join us back tomorrow evening. 2 donations tonight. The Paras family, $201, and Mataji Sinet donating $270, celebrating the birthday of her son Devendra and her beautiful daughter-in-law, Deandra. May God bless each and every one of us. Pranam.